Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Carillon conversation. We're going to begin in a few minutes. We're going to give people a chance to all connect. So you can be patient with us for a little bit. We will get started in a few minutes. Yeah, for those of you that just joined the webinar, we'll be starting momentarily. We're just going to give a few minutes for others to join. So please grab some water and be patient, and we'll get started momentarily. Yeah, hi everyone that's joined, or if you just joined recently, welcome to the Carillon Conversations webinar. We'll be starting momentarily, so we're just going to wait for a few other attendees to join before we jump in. So glad that you can make it today. Yeah, so we'll start in about a minute. We're just going to give others a chance to join in. All right, I think we're going to get going, and hopefully the other folks will be joining in as we speak. My name's Carl Chen. I am the founder and CEO of a company called Prism Light Pod. So we build whole body red light therapy systems. And I know some of you have had an opportunity to try red light therapy before, but uh, pretty soon you'll be able to try the industry's most advanced, most powerful, and energy efficient and most automated light pod that's going to be heading to the Carillon Hotel in your spa and wellness center in early September. So our goal today is to give you a preview and talk a bit about the benefits of red light therapy and to build some education and awareness around this topic. Um, so I've been in the technology wellness space for many years now, a dozen or so years. I spent about 30 years of my career in high technology, building industrial grade products, technology, computer technology products, as well as medical grade wellness products. So we've got a wonderful team headquartered here in Denver, Colorado. We've been building and shipping these red light therapy systems for about 3 years now, and we have systems deployed all around North America as well as in Europe. So before I dive in and talk specifically about our Prism Light Pod and red light therapy solutions, I want to put a plug in for our Feeding South Florida um, nonprofit. So if people can help, as you guys know, with the COVID-19 situation and Miami-Dade County flaring up, a lot of people are in dire need. So if you can, please contribute to Feeding South Florida. The link is attached here on this slide. And please be generous and see if we can help others. Okay, so I'm going to dive in and talk a bit about red light therapy. And I know most of you try to be mobile and active. And in today's lifestyle, certainly pre-COVID, people were often running around, being very stressful, whether you're raising families, raising grandchildren, having a lot of visitors in Florida, attending the beaches, taking bike rides along the gorgeous Miami beaches. Your body tends to wear down quite a bit. And so I spent a lot of time traveling on planes, all pre-COVID. And so I would feel a lot of fatigue and oxidative stress. I would travel to different cities around the world and then just get bombarded with allergies and the different, weather conditions and whatnot. So, when you're busy running around like that, often you're not necessarily eating the best foods and your body starts to get attacked and you build up a lot of toxins. So, a lot of it has to do with keeping your body healthy and making sure that your digestive tracts are clean and you don't have a lot of toxins in your body. Because if you do, even though you're eating well, your body's not going to be able to absorb all the nutrients and fight off the different allergies and diseases that are out there. Okay, so we're all about trying to get people to stay healthy, to boost their immune systems, reduce inflammation, and keep people as healthy as possible. So on top of all of that, we've got our awful COVID-19 pandemic that is sweeping all over the world, and Florida right now is one of the hot spots. So we have to take added precautions on how we protect ourselves. And once again, one of the best ways to prevent being infected by COVID-19 is to maintain a very strong immune system. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how red light therapy is going to help you along that front. So over 100 million Americans suffer from chronic physical pain, inflammation, sports-related injuries, and accidents. I'm a weekend warrior myself. I played a lot of tennis going back to my early high school days. I still play ice hockey 2 times a week on Friday and Sunday nights. My son's a martial arts master instructor, so I used to spar with him, and I dislocated my right knee twice sparring in martial arts. So I've had a lot of sports injuries that I've had to deal with. And on top of that, 60 million Americans invest in over $60 billion worth of diet programs, nutritional supplements, and weight loss programs. So that's another pandemic that our American fellow citizens have to deal with, is maintaining a healthy diet, trying to lose weight, and staying as healthy as possible. And then on top of that, more than 210,000 COVID-19 cases have appeared in Florida, and it appears to be one of the most infected areas recently. So, we've got to deal with that as well. So we want to introduce the Prism Light Pod. It's a whole body 360-degree red light therapy, or the clinical term for it is called photobiomodulation therapy. And I know some of you have been exposed to red light therapy. I think you have a single-sided light stim product at the wellness spa at the Carillon. The Prism Light Pod is the most advanced whole body red light system that's available on the market today. And it will deliver mitochondrial level body cell healing 4 to 10 times faster than your natural body's recovery ability. And the best part about it is it's fully automated and it's 15-minute sessions. So instead of having to lay 40 minutes and flipping over, you can now lay in a 360-degree light pod. 15 minutes, we would suggest 2 to 3 times a week. Much less time, it's going to give you much deeper red light therapy healing. So what is photobiomodulation? The simplest term that I would describe it is photobiomodulation to humans is equivalent to what photosynthesis is to plants. So plants need sunlight, they need water, and they need oxygen in order to grow and flourish and be healthy. And so the human body is the same thing. We're a mammal. We need the same kinds of properties. We need healthy nutrition, but you need the right level of light. You want to have natural light without harmful UV rays. So we get a spark of energy when we get just the right amount of light. But if you're out there laying on the beach and getting too much sun, or spending too much time playing tennis or on the golf course, all of a sudden now the harmful UV rays are creating damage to your skin. People can get skin cancer, lots of wrinkles. It's going to eat away at your collagen production. So it's about getting the right level of light. And so what photobiomodulation is using natural light waves, specific intensities of light at specific wavelengths that the body benefits from without any of the harmful UV rays that damages our body. So a quick overview of our Prism light pod. It's, first of all, it's safe and it's comfortable. It's FDA cleared, so there are no harmful UV rays, fluorescent light. It's non-infrared heat based, and you don't share it with anyone. So it's a private, automated, touchless therapy that is going to be available to you at the Carillon. So we have the most dense covering, using up to 100 milliwatts per centimeter squared of irradiance. And what we mean by that is it's going to deliver very deep light wave therapy to healing your body. And irradiance is made up of two factors, intensity and frequency. And so we use three frequencies of light, 630 nanometer, 660 nanometer, and 850 nanometer of near infrared lights. Okay, so we specifically don't go above that, because if you get above 900 nanometers, it's considered infrared by the FDA, and then it moves into heat-based therapy, which now moves you into a class 4 device. Okay, so we intentionally deliver the 630, 660, and 850 LEDs that is up to the near infrared scale. It's going to give you the deep level mitochondrial muscle and bone healing without getting into the infrared heat-based. Okay, so as I mentioned, ideally 15-minute sessions 3 times a week. More than 8 years of R&D have gone into our Prism light pod. There are more than 3,000 National Institute of Health articles that talks about the benefits of red light therapy. And red light therapy's been used by NASA going back to the 1970s. So the technology's been around for many years. However, the whole body kind of next generation red light therapy innovation has just come about just a few years ago. So one of the things that I want to share with you is, and one of the most popular services of our Prism light pod is building people's immune system. So red light therapy will boost your entire lymphatic system. And as you can see by this diagram, we have lymph nodes and lymph vessels throughout our body. And our lymphatic system is really important because it regulates your blood flow, it regulates your digestive tracts, your body fluids, and it is part of your immune system. So by boosting your lymphatic system, that's going to give you a boost to your overall immune system, and it's going to allow you to fight against diseases like COVID, the flu, common colds, and allergies. Okay, so by simply using the light pod a few times a week, you're going to keep your immune system really strong. And if you couple that with a holistic nutritional program, which I know you have that service available with you at the Carillon, you couple the two, the light therapy becomes a huge accelerator because sometimes, holistic nutritional programs and supplements could take a while to take effect onto your body, but you bundle that with the red light therapy, and it's going to totally accelerate your health in a very, very fast and dramatic session. Okay, so um, often we get fatigued and run down because we have a lot of oxidative stress. And oxidative stress happens when free radicals outnumber your healthy body cells. And that can happen in a lot of ways. It can happen from physical or just nerve tension stress. It can happen with not having the right diet, not exercising, not sleeping well, consuming too much alcohol, eating too much and gaining weight. So, all of these factors will impact the health of your body. So by laying in the light pod physically eliminates these free radicals. It will zap them out of your system, and it's going to prevent you from having muscle and joint pain, fatigue, and migraines. It's going to help you with neuropathy conditions. So if you have disorders like multiple sclerosis, any kind of fibromyalgia, nerve damage. You've gotten some nerve damage from having too much sun. People with type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, start using the light pod, eat a healthier diet with some regular activity, and you should see a significant improvement in your health. Chronic pain relief, we have lots of people with all kinds of chronic pain relief, whether they're from sports injury, falling down, auto accidents, bicycle accidents, or just from aging, right? Wear and tear from everyday life. And what the red light therapy will do is actually improve your chronic pain, because we're going to deliver deep tissue mitochondrial level healing, as well as anybody with any kind of nerve pain. What happens often is that you begin to lose that myelin sheath. That's like the lubricant that goes around your nerves. So people with excessive nerve pain, what they've done is they've lost a lot of that insulation. Think of like a electrical wiring, and you have that plastic coating, but then in between the wiring, the copper wiring and the plastic coating, there is some fabric that protects the wires from getting too hot from the temperature. Okay, so think of your myelin sheath is the lubricant that protects your nerves from being overexposed. And a lot of people with nerve damage or nerve pain, it's because that myelin sheath has been worn down. Well, if you begin laying in the light therapy and you lay in it consistently, it begins to repair and rebuild that layer of the myelin sheath that's going to help you eliminate inflammation and chronic pain. All right, so we are a medical grade photocellular healing product. So, some people would say, "Oh yeah, I've laid in a red light therapy system at my tanning center," and those are not medical grade devices. They don't have the penetration that you need to heal all kinds of deep tissue pain, bone bruises, shrink fat cells, because they're using fluorescent gas emission tube lighting. So kind of think about replacing your candlescent tube lighting in your garage, and you put in LED lighting for increased energy efficiency. Well, that is still a fluorescent gas emission tube lighting, so it's not going to penetrate deeply into your body. So, you may have laid in a red light therapy system in your tanning center. It's going to help you with a little bit of anti-wrinkling, but it's not going to be able to help you with these additional features. So our light pod has 6 automated settings for performance recovery, injury wound healing, arthritis and joint pain, chronic pain and disorder, anti-aging and skin toning, and weight loss. So it's really easy to use. You're going to walk into the light pod room. There's a chart on the wall that has these 6 settings. It's going to describe what these 6 settings are. You're going to get undressed. You're going to walk over to the corresponding LED panel. By the way, we want you to turn on the oscillating fan just to get the air circulating in the light pod. And you can take your iPhone, put it in the iPhone holder, and listen to your favorite music. And then you're going to go up to this console and push one of those 6 settings that corresponds to each one of these settings. And let's say you're an athlete and you want to do sports recovery. You're going to hit that sports recovery session. It's going to give you 15 minutes to lay in the light pod. You're going to wear your eye protection. In most cases, you're going to lay in the light pod without any clothing, so the light can penetrate your entire body and mind. And it automatically times itself out after 15 minutes. So you simply get out, you get dressed, and then the folks at the Carillon will spray it down with a disinfectant spray to make sure that it's fully disinfected and it's ready for the next patient. So you can people can get up to 3 sessions per hour. We would typically recommend a session 3 times per week. I kind of call it, it's a nice warm hug, and we can all use a hug these days when nobody's able to give you one personally, but you can get a nice warm hug in the Prism light pod. All right, so how it works is it's penetrating deeply into your bone and your body cells. And so most human beings have about 70 trillion body cells, and about 4 million of it gets reproduced every second. And so what happens is, if your body cells are damaged, if you have oxidative stress, or you're not eating healthy, you're diabetic and whatnot, you have an unhealthy cell, okay? And what the mitochondria does is it boosts and accelerates the repair of those cells. So imagine if you have 4 million body cells regenerating every second, and now you're using the light pod to produce healthy cells, and you're eliminating those unhealthy cells. That's how you can improve your health very rapidly. Okay, and that's why we encourage people to lay in the light pod sessions on a regular basis. All right, if you're an athlete, this is the fastest growing modality in helping people improve their performance recovery. So it complements other modalities like cryotherapy, but it's a lot more comfortable. If you've used cryotherapy, it shocks your body into survival mode. But it's like the most uncomfortable 3 minutes of your life because your body is literally shaking and chattering from the cold temperatures. And I'm glad that they have an attendant keeping you company, because it distracts you from the coldness of the cryotherapy. Well, the light pod's nothing like that. You're gonna lay in it really comfortably. It's warm, it's relaxing. When you come out of there, it's gonna feel like you got a 45 or 90-minute massage. You're literally gonna feel your body's and your muscles loosening up. If you have things like tendonitis or inflammation, bone bruises, nerve damage, you're going to see a pretty remarkable immediate healing just after several sessions. All right, so the physiology of damaged muscles and joints is when you exercise, you build up a lot of lactate, and what you want to do is try to recover from that as quickly as possible. And that's why if you're running a race or if you're riding a bike for a long time, at some point you just feel that burning and that pain, and that's because of the lactic acid that's building up within your body. Okay, so if you couple light therapy with your physical activity, it's going to eliminate that a lot faster, and that light therapy is going to go deeply into your tendons, your tissues, your bones, and your fascials to repair that damage a lot faster. Okay, so what I would encourage you is, if you're a runner or a biker, or you take walks and you know how long it takes your body to repair, start incorporating the light pod into your daily regimen. We support a number of professional and former professional athletes, and they will swear by the light pod. There's lots of testimonials from existing or former professional athletes on our website, including one from Brom Gronkowski, who's joined the Tampa Bay Bucks shortly. Ozzy Albies, all-star second baseman of the Atlanta Braves, uses our light pod. Lots of former athletes, UFC and MMA fighters. So, check out our testimonial page on our Prism Light Pod website, and you'll be able to hear their stories. All right, some of you I know do a lot of aesthetic treatments, and bundling red light therapy with aesthetic treatments is another wonderful way to accelerate the recovery. One of the main benefits is reducing inflammation, redness, and soreness. So if you're getting a micro peel or a PRP micro needling session, you want to use the light pot after, because it's going to eliminate about 90% of that redness. And sometimes, from doing micro peels, you can be out of work for, up to 3 to 5 days. And so by bundling the light pod and using that as a recovery mechanism, you can actually get back to zero downtime, be able to see your friends, your family, and go back to work the next day. So lots of wonderful benefits in the aesthetic and med spa treatments. It also produces collagen for anti-aging. And so, often in South Florida, a lot of people have a lot of skin damage. So it's going to produce collagen and help you with your anti-wrinkling process as well. And we've also heard people that say, hey, by laying in the light pod on a regular basis, it's actually improved my virility. So that's a wonderful side benefits of the light pod. All right, so another critical exercise, and we've seen this quite a bit. How many of you have got the COVID 15 from quarantining? And we kind of say that tongue in cheek because many of us, by staying inside, have eaten a lot more. We've gained, 15 pounds. And so the light therapy actually will shrink the fat cells and accelerate your weight loss. So there's a weight loss setting on the light pod, and I encourage you to spend some time with Dr. Martin at the Carillon. He's a wonderful holistic nutritionist. He can prescribe the right nutritional program for you, and if you bundle it with the light therapy from the Prism Light Pod, you will see inches, your percentage of body fat, and your pounds literally shrink off your body. So take advantage of that. All right, so in summary, lots of daily allergies and toxins for our busy mobile lifestyles. Many of you have injuries or chronic pains or disorders. That's impacting your ability to live a normal, healthy lifestyle, as well as right now with COVID-19, we're all interested in boosting your immune system to protect against it, and God forbid if you do catch it, we want you to have a minimal effect to be able to recover as quickly as possible. So those are all wonderful use cases of the Prism Light Pod. We're hoping that we can create some education awareness through this webinar, and on September 10th, we're going to be delivering the Light Pod at the Carillon, and we're going to do a big grand opening launch event, so I'm hoping to see all of you there. But in the meantime, please come to our website to get more information about it. We'll be teaming up with the Carillon team to continue to educate them. If any of you are interested in learning more or perhaps purchasing a Prism Light Pod for your home, you can contact Suzanne at Spa Team International. Spa Team International is our distributor for the Prism Light Pod there at the Carillon. So if you, any of your family members or your colleagues have interest in purchasing one, by all means reach out to us. My email is carlprismlightpod@gmail.com, and that's my cell phone. So definitely take that down. Feel free to email or text me directly. I get texts on a daily basis from users, owners about specific use case. So, there are no silly questions. If you have a particular pain or disorder and you want to text me and say, hey, Carl, I have this. How can you help me? We'd be more than happy, myself and my associates, we'd be more than happy to answer your questions and help you out. Okay, so hopefully you found this useful. I once again, want you guys to, make a donation to Feeding South Florida. I will be making a personal donation at the end of this webinar as well. And we're going to now take some questions over our chat. So let me just click on that. All right, so it's great to see all these wonderful questions. I'm going to try to hit as many of them as I can. So, how safe is the light waves from the Prism light pod? They are 100% safe. You cannot lay in the light pod too much to create any kind of damage to your body. We use specific irradiance levels, so it's natural and it doesn't harm you. So no harmful fluorescent, UV rays. As I mentioned in my presentation, it's FDA cleared, so it's 100% safe. How often do I use it? Well, that's going to depend on what we're trying to cure. And so at the Carillon, they're going to do a 10-minute intake form with you for first-time users. And we're going to look at, what's your primary use case? Is it about weight loss? Is it dealing with a chronic pain disorder? Is it a sports injury that we're trying to recover from, an auto accident, maybe a herniated disc? And what we're going to do is prioritize those needs. And based on the problem we're going to solve, we're going to recommend a set of use cases. But typically what we suggest is to try it, purchase a 3-session pack, try to lay in it 3 times in a week, and that's going to help us diagnose and calibrate what we're trying to solve. And then based on that, we'll recommend if you need more sessions, if you need a monthly membership, if you need a weight management program, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, but typically 1 to 3 sessions, you're going to be able to notice a difference right away. What are the long-term benefits? So I make it part of my regimen. I schedule it 3 times a week. Like I said, it's only 20 minutes from the time that you get in the light pod and out. So generally, I just pencil it into my calendar. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. It doesn't really matter. Try to do it and build it into your weekly regimen. If you do that, you will feel much healthier. You're going to get a lot less colds. You're going to have a lot more energy, feel a lot less fatigue. You're going to have a lot more energy to be with your friends and family. Let's see this one. Do you need higher wavelengths to penetrate and get ATP production going? Yes, we have higher wavelengths. So it's not just about the wavelengths. Remember, irradiance is defined by frequency and intensity. So, you can go on Amazon Prime and purchase a little handheld device for a few $100s, and that will have the frequency, but it won't have the intensity, right? And so it's the intensity and the powerfulness of the light pod that penetrates so deeply into the body, right? 14,000 red LED lights penetrating 360 degrees deeply into your body. So we have enough irradiance at up to 100 milliwatts per centimeter squared that's going to penetrate into muscles, tissues, and right down into the bone. So if you have osteoarthritis or your bone bruises, those 850 nanometer near infrared lights are going to help you resolve your bone bruises and your osteoarthritis. Can I use it every day? So the answer is yes. It depends on, once again, on what we're trying to solve. You're going to get, your body has to absorb and digest the light therapy. So if you use it more often, I get questions, Carl, if I use it 5 or 10 times a week, am I going to get 5 to 10x the benefits? And the answer is no, because like any kind of therapy, it's about dosage and it's about your body absorbing that capability, right? Be able to digest it and recover and heal from it. So, we have installations in biohacking facilities, at stem cell centers, at natural cancer healing centers, pain management centers. And so depending on your situation, if you have a severe case of MS, we're going to initially suggest that you do lay in it and get, over the first couple of weeks, a pretty severe dose of the light therapy. We're going to pay attention to how your body reacts. If you get overly fatigued, we're going to say, you know what, take a day or two off. But but depending on what we're trying to solve, in the Natural Cancer Healing Center in Scottsdale, they once again give people a pretty heavy dosage initially, and then over time you can back off to the point where we want to have maintenance level dosages, right? So it cannot help you. You can't get too much of it, but we always want you to pay attention to your body in terms of your ability to digest it, your level of fatigue and tiredness, okay? But over time, you're going to get a boost of energy. You're going to feel a lot healthier as your body reacts to the light therapy. Let's see. The 6 settings. Yeah, what's the difference between the settings? Okay, that's a great question. So a lot of it has to do with what problem we're trying to solve, right? So what we've done in the different 6 settings is we ran a bunch of clinical trials, and we said these 6 settings hit about 90 to 95% of most people's use cases. And so what we've done is we've adjusted the irradiance, the amount of frequency intensity, so the mix of the 630, 660, and the 850s, and the intensity level. So the way that I would explain it is, if your primary goal is anti-aging and skin toning, it's going to be much heavier on the 600 nanometer cold laser red light LEDs, because you don't really need the 850s, because that's going to penetrate deeper into the bone, right? Conversely, if you have osteoarthritis or you have bone bruises, we want a higher dose of the 850s, so higher intensity of the 850s, less of the 630s, because we want to try to get as deeply into the body as possible, okay? So each of those 6 settings are optimized for those specific use cases. And we'll be training the Carillon staff. So, when you come in to do the intake form, and you look at that chart that is going to explain those use cases, we want you to benefit from your primary use case. Now, remember, just because you select the primary use case, you're going to get benefit from the other use cases as well. So if we're trying to treat you for a chronic pain situation, you're still going to benefit from anti-aging and weight loss. It's just that it may not be exactly optimized for that use case. Okay, so hopefully that helps. But it makes it simple. It makes it so that you don't have to adjust the irradiance, so the members of the Carillon staff has to adjust it for specific use cases, like some of our competitors do. And it makes it simple to schedule, because they can schedule 3 appointments in an hour. Not some sessions are 8 minutes, some sessions are 20 minutes, some sessions are an hour. It makes it much more difficult to manage and administer, right? So, as the world is moving to, the new COVID-19 world, we want these to be private, personal, touchless wellness products. And that's exactly what the Prism Light Pod is. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end the webinar. Thank you so much for your time. I will be looking forward to meeting every one of you in September at our launch event at the Carillon, September 10th. But in the meantime, feel free to reach out to the Carillon staff, reach out to me personally, and you've got my email, our website, and my cell phone. So I hope you stay well and stay healthy, and prevent yourself from catching that horrible COVID-19 disease. All right, we'll talk to you soon, everyone. Have a wonderful day.